Next slide. Hi, I'm Jack.
Hi, I'm Veronica.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
And together we are the Research Maniacs. We are a group of investors that won research competitions and have taught investing classes online. Today, Veronica is going to share with you one of her investments that she bought last week, and Kevin and I are going to judge whether this investment is a good choice. Let's go.
Berkshire Hathaway. And these two key people here is Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett. But before we start, I just would like to remind you all that this is not a stock recommendation. And please do your own due diligence before you purchase any stocks. So let's start and discuss about this Berkshire Hathaway company. What is Berkshire Hathaway company business? So Berkshire Hathaway is an American multinational conglomerate holding company. Conglomerate means that the company is investing in multi-companies and also in multi-industry. And Berkshire Hathaway is listed in New York Stock Exchange as Berkshire Hathaway Class A and Berkshire Hathaway Class B. So maybe you are wondering what is the difference between these two classes of the shares. So what the difference between these two classes is actually a share of Berkshire Hathaway Class A equal to 1,500 Berkshire Class B share. However, the Berkshire Hathaway A voting right equals to 10,000 Berkshire Hathaway Class B voting right. So for those shareholders who has significant ownership in Berkshire Hathaway, usually they will go to the Berkshire Hathaway Class A due to the voting right is much higher than the voting right on a Berkshire Hathaway Class B. However, the Berkshire Hathaway Class A, one share itself is very expensive. It's around 270,000 US dollars. And because of this price, is not everybody can afford to buy Berkshire Hathaway Class A. And the cheaper price of the Berkshire Hathaway share to buy is Berkshire Hathaway Class B, which is now around, I think, about 180 US dollars per share. And let's take a look at Berkshire Hathaway portfolio. Many of you know that Berkshire Hathaway is a business that invests in companies, but sometimes we often forgot that Berkshire Hathaway is not only investing in public listed companies, but they also invest in companies that is not listed in a public, and they have the ownership more than 50% of these companies. While for investing in a public listed companies, the ownership of the ownership of Berkshire Hathaway in the public listed companies is mostly less than 50%. So this is just an example which I show you in this slide, just an example of the companies owned by Berkshire Hathaway, but still have many of companies that is not actually shown in my slide. Let's take a look how Berkshire Hathaway generate their revenue. So Berkshire Hathaway revenue and the earning before tax, I took this data from the Investopedia, and this data is from the financial year 2019, and it's categorized by six business segments. And you take a look at here at the insurance the insurance segment has contributed the most for the revenue at 27%, while the earnings side contributed mostly by manufacturing business segment at the 32%. This chart actually doesn't include the earnings from the equity portfolio. That meaning to say that those investment in portfolio, their earning per share, it doesn't really include it. However, if there's any dividend or interest paid by the company that is in the equity portfolio, it is already included under insurance business segment. Now we go to the management. As you see that the management, the key person is Warren Buffett, is the CEO as well as the chairman of the board. And Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger has taken consider very low salary as their salary compared to other executives actually is the lowest among other executives. However, if you take a look at the Warren Buffett ownership in Berkshire Hathaway, he has about like a 36% of the ownership in Berkshire Hathaway and 30.7% of the voting power. So if we take a look at the management and the key people here, Warren Buffett is still have still the main and the major role, has a major role in this company. And okay, let's take a look on Berkshire Hathaway financials. So this one is the latest quarter in the latest quarter earnings, which is presented by Warren Buffett during the AGM in May. And you see that Berkshire Hathaway has actually reported the net earning loss for 49 billion. However, I don't want to really focus on the total net earning loss. It's due to this reason. I would like to take a look or focus more on the operating earnings, as Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger also always urge us or urge the shareholders to focus on operating earnings. And you see, compare the operating earnings from the previous year, the same quarter, it actually has increased by about $300 million, while the loss reported is mainly because of the investment or derivative gain. And what is this investment and derivative gain or losses? It's mainly because of the equity investment portfolio. And as you know that in February and March, the stock price has gone crazily, dropped so much, and due to of this, that Berkshire Hathaway reported the loss on that particular investment or equity investment for about 50 billion, which is, I would say that I will not focus on this so much, is because this is most likely only a paper loss. As long as Berkshire Hathaway didn't or do not sell this company in their portfolio, in the long run, the company stock price will still go up. So I would like to take a look again on that slide, which is the balance sheet of the Berkshire Hathaway. So if you see, all the numbers doesn't really change except for the investment in equity securities. So likely the Berkshire Hathaway losses and their asset changes is really due to the stock price drop during the bear market. So this is why I would not worry so much about Berkshire financial condition, even though they reported earning loss for 50 billion. However, most likely that is just a paper loss, not really the real loss. So let's go to the valuation. So because of the Berkshire Hathaway business is more on the investing type of business, so I would like to more focus on a price to book value to value Berkshire Hathaway. For those who doesn't know book value is in layman terms, we often call it as net worth. So the total asset of a company minus the total debt, and that is we have equity per share, or we call it as a book value. So you take a look at the price to book value for the latest one, and this one I took the data on 11 June, and it shows that the price to book value of Berkshire Hathaway is at 1.16. And that particular time on 11 June, the Berkshire Hathaway Class B is about $178 per share. And you take a look at 1.16, even in 10 years back, Berkshire Hathaway never reached this 1.16 valuation of their book value. And the latest, before this, the lowest is 1.18 in 2011 and 2012. So now actually it's the lowest compared to the average price to book value since 2010. So this is why actually last week I already bought, have some position in this share because I feel that Berkshire Hathaway is undervalued. Okay, let's take a look at the equity investment on the top 10 Berkshire Hathaway stocks. So when I take a look at the top 10 Berkshire Hathaway holdings, like a Bank of America, Coca-Cola, Kraft Heinz, Wells Fargo, Apple. So all these companies like really a big company that actually also part or forming the S&P 500 index. And these top 10 holdings, the biggest holding by the value is actually Apple. And Apple holding based on the share price on 11 June is actually valued around 82 billion. And if you take a look at when I calculate all these top 10 holdings, right? So on 11 June, that this top 10 holding value is about like $167 billion. So I would like to show how is the performance Berkshire versus the S&P 500 index. So if you take a look, the blue color one is Berkshire Hathaway and the black color is S&P 500. So you can see that there is a big gap. Actually, in the long run, Berkshire Hathaway is still perform much more than S&P 500. So with this reason, I actually feel like very convenient because I would like to, I like the portfolio inside the Berkshire Hathaway, and I have confidence in the management, which is Warren Buffett as a key person as well. So I think my presentation end here. Give back to Jack and Kevin if there's any comment.
So let me share about my view about this company. So a lot of you ask this: what if Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger pass away? Let's see what Warren Buffett comment about this. He said that Berkshire Hathaway 100% ready for my departure. And then I also want to ask you a question. Why are you buying Berkshire? Is it because of Warren Buffett, or is it because of the business or the portfolio? So for me, I'm buying this company because of the business, because of the portfolio, because I believe that even if Warren Buffett say bye-bye, the company and the business will not say goodbye, and they will still make money. So if you are buying because of Warren Buffett, then this might not be a good idea for you because of his age. So this is all for me, and I will pass to Jack.
All right, thank you. Okay, so I want to disclose, right, that I already have a position in Berkshire Hathaway, all right? I would agree, okay, that it is a very strong stock. They buy companies with huge moats. Moats means competitive advantage, huge moats and very strong balance sheets, okay? That means it is very unlikely the companies owned by Berkshire will collapse during a possible recession. Not to mention, they also have a lot of cash Okay, that's why people always say Berkshire is a financial fortress. They can purchase, they can acquire, they can also sustain and tide through. So to me, okay, the question shouldn't be whether or not Berkshire is a good company. It should be what price should we enter. Now, as you can see in the statement, okay, from Berkshire Hathaway statement, Berkshire Hathaway is allowed to buy back their shares, okay, no higher than a 1.2 book value. What this means is, all right, they view that their share is undervalued if the book value is below 1.2. And now the current book value, price to book value, it is 1.16. So what does this mean? It means Warren Buffett himself is willing to buy back shares at this price. Thus, it is probably a reasonable, if not good, valuation. All right, so let's go to the conclusion.
So, Jack, are you going to buy this?
I already bought this, man. So yes.
Okay, yeah. Veronica, buy.
Of course,
Okay.
I bought this already.
And me, yes, I'm going to buy it soon. So, at what price? Jack, can you tell me?
I will say my price is, yeah, anything below 1.2 book value will be great. So if you do a simple math calculation, the book value, if it hits 1.2, anything below $184 per share of Berkshire Hathaway B seems like a reasonable price. The cheaper it is, of course, you get a better deal.
Okay, all right, guys. This is the end of our video. And if you find that this really useful, don't forget to like, share, and comment. And see you in the next video.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.